Hey everyone, Fletcher Ladd here from High Ticket Ventures, and welcome to the first module of the Playbook series. Now, this series is going to evolve through multiple versions, but this first version is enough to give you the concepts of what you need to build an 8 and a 9-figure high ticket company. Now, I'm going to be taking you through a journey from maybe you already have a business, or maybe you're thinking, should you even start one? So I want to take you from the very first point of if this even is a good fit for you, because entrepreneurship really isn't for everyone. But if it is going to be for you, then this will give you the foundations of what you really need. And then I'm going to take you through a journey through multiple videos of coming up with an idea, creating an offer for that market. I'm going to help you choose a business model. I'm going to help you get your first 3 clients. I'm going to help you scale through the stages of 6, 7, 8, and 9 figures. And then I'm going to show you how to remove yourself from the company, install management, and even exit through whether it's an acquisition or listing the company on a stock exchange like the Australian Stock Exchange, or maybe it's the New York Stock Exchange, right? So this is you could call it an end-to-end guide on how to do that. So here's what we're going to cover in this first module. Number 1, I'm going to do an introduction. I'm going to go over who should start a high ticket business, the importance of resilience and what that means. Number 4 is initial motivation isn't everything. Number 5 is how to prepare for a high ticket venture. Number 6, I'm going to introduce you to High Ticket Accelerator. And number 7, when to actually take the leap. And then I'm going to end it on a note of a conclusion. So just so you know, this is an overview, and this playbook is a 30,000 foot overview of the High Ticket Accelerator program, which is our startup program where we partner with smart professionals to build a company to 6, 7, 8, or 9 figures, or even build a unicorn company that has $1 billion in valuation. We haven't done that yet, but one day maybe I hope to do so. So if you're interested at any point in time, you can visit highticketventures.com/apply to learn more about how to apply to our accelerator and submit your idea. So let me introduce myself. So my name's Fletcher Ladd. I'm the founder of multiple 7-figure companies and even a couple of 8-figure companies that I've owned majority shares in. I'm an expert in high ticket business models. So high ticket for me is anything over $5,000 where your offerings are higher ticket. So they're not, $100, $200. It's about $5,000 is what I base it at internally here at High Ticket Ventures. Now there's people out there that might say, a private jet. You might be able to sell that for $35 million and get a commission on it. Yes, you can, and that still is high ticket. But in terms of non-tangibles, we're looking at about $5,000 for non-tangible products or services. And I've got over a decade of building companies and scaling them. So I'm from Mildura, Victoria, which is a small country town in Australia, in the upper side of Victoria. And, I started my entrepreneurial journey at 18, built a marketing agency at over $100,000 a month. I went on to build and sell Ecom Capital. I founded another consulting firm called Ecom Brands, and I've built licensing companies, consulting to equity companies, and I've really learned a lot along the way of what makes a good business and why should a business even be in business, how to build good products and services that get people results. And now what I'm focused on is High Ticket Ventures, which helps people, skilled professionals, come up with ideas that solve painful niche problems, and we scale those businesses together 50-50 to 6 figures in 90 days, and then we put management in the company and we scale it and grow it with product market fit to 6, 7, 8, or 9 figures. So that's who I am. So let's go over the introduction. So what is High Ticket Ventures? So High Ticket Ventures is a company that's dedicated to helping entrepreneurs build and scale high ticket businesses, and we focus on hands-on equity-based partnerships. So what that means is hands-on is when we're partnered with people, we actually come in there and work on you with your marketing, sales, operations, and finance. And let's say the business is ever in a crisis, we're able to come in there and help you, solve problems during that crisis. And what we offer is a comprehensive accelerator program. So unlike a traditional course, which I don't believe that in the online course world, there is anything wrong with it. I don't believe that. What I believe is that it fundamentally is broken as a model where you have a coach who might charge you $10,000 for specific advice. Whether it works or not is another question, but let's assume that it works for a second. What happens is you pay them once, and then you might pay them a couple $100 for certain fees for maybe additional coaching if they've put that in place, but they're never really going to care about your success because they're just focused on some more acquisition. Versus High Ticket Ventures, we have a program, it's called High Ticket Accelerator, But what we do is we actually partner with you and we set a formal company up, an entity, whether it's an LLC or a Pty Ltd in Australia. Doesn't matter where you're from, we're international, we're global. And what we do is we work together and we grow the business together, implementing the frameworks and tools. Now, this playbook, as you know, it's a 30,000 foot overview of the High Ticket Accelerator. It's what you could call a demo to that. And what we do is we look for smart entrepreneurs, people with ideas, and we form a high ticket company together, and we do it on an equity-based partnership, 50-50. So, for example, business partnerships are fun when you go together. I'm Fletcher Ladd, you are who you are, we partner together, and we put our skill sets together. You bring your idea and you bring your hard work, your dedication, and we grow a business together. And that's what High Ticket Ventures is. And we're going on a journey to get to 6 figures, which is really easy, 7 figures, which is a little bit harder, and then 8 and 9. Really, we're looking for 8 and 9 figure revenue companies, and we're looking to not just get there, but actually maintain that level of revenue year on year. So what does High Ticket Ventures do? So we guide entrepreneurs through the journey of launching a high ticket venture. We provide resources, a community, and mentorship, and we specialize in turning ideas into profitable businesses that pay us. And the good thing is about high ticket businesses is that when you're in SaaS, and I know a lot of smart people in SaaS, they need a lot of money. SaaS requires a huge amount of capital to get started. The difference is you can scale SaaS with a lot of users because it doesn't require more humans in the mix. But with that being said, if you go and study like a Y Combinator, 80 to 90% of the companies don't really reach past 10 team members over a long period of time, or they don't get more money raised. They give them an initial 500,000 of funding, but then it doesn't really turn into the business owners aren't having dividends paid out to them like they should be. Maybe they get an exit. I think Y Combinator has about an 18% exit ratio, which is actually really good. And what we're looking for at High Ticket Ventures is not necessarily to sell, although I give you that option because it is very good to sail off into the sunset. But what we're really looking to do is we're looking to hold a business that pays us dividends consistently for a long period of time. And to do that, we have to pick a market that's going to be growing over the next 10, 15, 20 years and solving a painful problem for participants in that market. So we specialize in turning ideas into profitable businesses. And what we do is, we offer a startup accelerator program where we partner with you on your idea to execute it into a successful company. Successful means it's paying us, and the North Star that we aim for is we want every partner who joins with us to make around $500,000 to $1 million in their first year of trading in profit, US dollars with us. So there's 4 core things. We have a detailed course, and it's a comprehensive 6-week program. We have hands-on consulting. So for example, me or the directors that I put in the entities to work with you will come in there and help you set up your Facebook ads, optimize your landing page, help you get clients results, help you hire staff members, fire them if needed, right? Certain things like that. We have group consulting. So other equity partners can get on a meeting and we can all share our problems and talk about growth together, and you can learn from what other people are doing in different niches and industries. And we have and that's the community basis. So we have monthly in-person events where we all meet up and we do awesome activities like go to Africa and Brazil. We get on a plane somewhere and we fly private to a nice location like an island, and we do fun activities because we believe that you shouldn't just lock yourself in your room and work. Yes, you should work very, very hard when you are working, but you should also have fun and do party activities as well to really experience life to its fullest. So with that being said, who should start a high ticket business, right? Because most people don't understand this. They just say, I want to start a business, but who should start one? So if you're thinking about it, this video is for you. So anyone with resilience and desire to solve problems, right? So you have to have resilience, which means that, and it's different from confidence, someone who's confident and they are willing to work things out, because in a startup, to turn a startup into a fully fledged operational company, you have to have resilience because there's going to be things that are going to go wrong. And those that are relentless and resilient to push through problems in the startup and really to make a startup work, what you are doing is you have an idea in your mind and you have to force it to work. And to be able to force it to work, you have to be resilient, right? Now, the main thing here is you want to be focused on solving problems. I'll give you an example. If I'm talking to a carpet cleaner and I say to the carpet cleaner, how many jobs do you have booked in? And it's a sole trader, it's just him in the business with one van. And I say, how many jobs do you have booked in for the next 2 weeks? And he says 6. He's got a problem. He knows that he needs to have 30 of them booked in. So that problem is probably pretty painful for him because he wants more money so he can feed himself, take care of his loans and bills. Make sense? That's a painful problem. So someone has to have a desire to solve problems, not a desire just to make money or a desire to sell an opportunity, but a desire to solve people's problems and have the best solution in the market that gets people the result to fix that problem as quickly as possible and as best as possible, right? So what we do is we look for people that are professionals looking to transfer from jobs to entrepreneurship. So let's say you've been working in a market, in a business that is a high ticket business, and you see a gap where you could probably do it better if you were to transfer. You can see all the problems. Maybe you're doing the marketing, or you're doing the sales, or you're in the back end and doing the operations, and you're in a specific industry that you want to start a business in. We help you as a professional, or those people, transition into this entrepreneurship and help you build a business with the best possible shot of actually making it pay you as quickly as possible. Most people start a business and it takes them 6 years to get some money to themselves. I don't believe that. Every business that I've ever started had to work. It had to pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars a month as quickly and as soon as possible because I didn't have funding. I didn't have anyone there to help me. I had to figure things out and read resources and do it on my own, which is, it's hard, but that was the option. I didn't have any other option other than just to do that. So it's also suitable for people that are interested in high ticket products or services. So for example, I'm not talking about finding a couch and selling it for $2,000 where your cost of good is $1,000. I'm looking for non-tangibles. I'm not looking for high ticket drop shipping or things like that. High ticket is I'm looking for someone that's interested maybe in jet chartering, right? Helping specific corporate people charter jets, reaching out to their businesses and offering them jet chartering. That would be a high ticket business. Another one would be an example that we're going to get into later on in the series is TopTel, finding the top 3% of talent for people that need engineers and basically loaning them out to develop their idea or project. That is, and then you're helping them solve the problem of finding good talent. So a high ticket business offers premium services or products. Now, it doesn't mean that it exists. A product could be an online course. It could be a platform that you've developed. It could be a done for you or done with you service. And you're focused on delivering high value to a select group of clients, which is your niche. You're not looking to sell to everyone. You're looking for a market with a niche inside of that market, and you're looking to cater towards those participants in that niche. And it typically involves higher price points and more personalized service. So I don't call them customers. A lot of people say, I'm just getting customers. A customer buys from you once. A client buys from you again and again. It's a mindset thing. So we're looking to offer high value product, impactful services. We're looking to target clients ready for positive change, provide personalized guidance and support, focus on creating real lasting benefits. And we're looking to build trust through proven success and getting them results. The only thing that matters is getting people results. For example, there's this mindset out there that if you can get people to do everything self-serve, it's good. Yes, but you can't really charge high ticket amounts for that. Even Facebook, with Facebook ads, they still have reps there for the big spenders to wine and dine them and invite them over to their office and do things with them, because and their success model, like someone might spend $10,000 on Facebook and think that they should be invited there. You really have to be spending $1 million a month because everyone advertises on Facebook. So let's go over the definition of high ticket. And what it means is services that are sold at a premium price point for typically $2,000 or more. I'm looking for $5,000 or more because when we're running paid ads, you're going to be paying around $2,000 cost per acquisition, or around 20% or $1,000 to $2,000 to actually acquire a client. So we need to be charging for around $5,000 because we have margin. We have to give our sales reps commission. We have to have onboarding costs, staff costs, advertising cost, and admin cost even before that to keep the whole infrastructure in place and running. So we have to charge a minimum of $5,000. And since we're selling over the phone and we're solving a big problem, it's very easy to do that. In your head, you might be like, $2,000 is a lot of money, but it's really not. You're not going to really impact your life with $2,000 once, especially after costs. You'd have to sell hundreds and thousands of units to each month to really get, an impact out of that for your personal income. So high ticket is often mistaken for high ticket sales. So if you go online and you search high ticket, what you will find is, a lot of high ticket affiliate, high ticket sales, high ticket drop shipping. And that's because internet marketers have just created content around this niche. And what we have to do at High Ticket Ventures is just really re-educate the market to explain what high ticket means. And it's not just a sales tactic. That's not true. What we're looking to do is provide massive amounts of value to people and solve problems and get into businesses in trending markets that are going to be growing for the next 10 years. Not what's popular today, but what's popular now with a market that's going to have more demand and more people in the next 10 years. So let's go over the key characteristics of a high ticket venture. So number one, it has high client lifetime value. It has deep client relationships and high profit margins. For example, you don't need to really raise a lot of money. You can make money off the first couple of clients. If you charge them $10,000 each, you can sell 3 clients in and you've got $30,000 that can float and cash flow the rest of the company. For example, high client lifetime value means that they might pay you $5,000 once. You put them on a retainer for $2,000 a month. They're with you for 5 years. And that means you've got a client that's going to pay you. So if we do the math on that, the $5,000 could be the setup fee. And then the $2,000 that you charge them for 12 months is $24,000. If you put that over 5 years, that's $120,000. So if you wanted to do, $10 million in revenue per year, you would only need 400 clients, right? And you've got deep client relationships. So you typically have a human in there, an account manager working with the clients and talking to them. Your profit margins are higher because you're charging higher prices, which means that you can still deliver exceptional value, but you can have a lot of margin in there. Margin is the main thing of business. When you're trading, the only thing that matters is your margin. You have top line and bottom line, and you're trying to get the bottom line as close to the top line income without sacrificing client results or satisfaction, or your team as well. And if you can get them close, that means if you make $1 million and you've got a 80% bottom line, that means you've netted $800,000. That's what bottom line is. You hear a lot of people say that's the bottom line because at the end of the day on an income statement for a company, a profit and loss statement that runs your chart of accounts, the only thing that matters is the bottom line because that's what you can pay your dividend with. Which is why us as business owners get into business, because we want that dividend to buy houses and cars and do fun activities and invest for the future and build a dynasty. Right? Why consider a high ticket business? You could go into e-com, you could build a SaaS platform, you could go through Y Combinator, you could do many things, right? You could maybe, there's a lot of opportunities out there for people starting a business. Well, a high ticket business is faster validation, revenue generation. So you can quickly validate a high ticket idea with pretty much a pitch deck and a simple landing page and a VSL funnel that takes you a week to put together without even you building the product. And you can put it in front of someone, and as long as they just believe and trust that you can deliver that result to them, what you can do is you can charge them for it. And that's your version 1. You can generate money pretty much out of thin air. And you have the ability to scale with few clients. So you're not trying to do what Facebook is doing and building infrastructure in third world countries to get internet running so you can bring more clients into the business or more users on the platform. You might only have 2,000 clients over the total time that you run the business. And that's fine. That's all you need because each client might be worth $250,000 to you over 3 years. All right. And a high ticket business has the potential for significant financial rewards. Everyone knows if you run a high ticket business, you can make money. Now let's talk about the importance of resilience. So success isn't about confidence. It's about resilience. Confidence will really wear off over, like confidence, you can get on a sales call and be confident to a prospect, and you're confident as the CEO, you can have CEO magic and you can be confident to the prospect and you can close them into your offer for 30 minutes. But resilience means you're going to come up against obstacles, and obstacles, they're going to come up. Like it happens every single day. We have each founder at each company have problems in their business. And you as a business owner, as you can see here, like you've got a person going over the road, right? As I just put my mouse here on the screen, you can see that. And at the end, you can have the big mountain with the sun, and that's where you're going to. But resilience is maybe your ad account gets shut down. Maybe clients aren't joining, your cost per acquisition is too high, clients aren't getting results, they're churning. These are problems, or your bank account gets shut down, you have a lawsuit come in for some reason, you have bad reviews pop up on Google. These are problems that are going to happen in the business that will impact you. They're going to come up. And you as a business owner need to be resilient to be able to push through these. Maybe your product isn't getting, you're solving complex engineering problems, right? Developing no-code software. Like, you're going to have problems. And these are going to come up. And every founder faces challenges. And resilience determines who succeeds. Because a lot of people get started in business and they just face one little problem on the internet. Maybe their ad account gets shut down and they just give up and they want to jump to TikTok and they can't figure out TikTok, so they give up. Those that are resilient and fanatic about getting through to that end goal and are willing to do whatever it takes are those who are successful. They're just dogs at a bone, right? That's resilience. Now let's talk about what it looks like. So facing rejections without giving up. So you might talk to prospects, 100 people say no. No, 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 right? You might have to iterate your business model, right? Your messaging might not work, so your ads might not work. Your Facebook ads, they won't work. I tell you that right now. As soon as you launch, they're not going to work. Your messaging to your landing page, most times it's never going to work. You're going to have to iterate it, right? It's easy now with ChatGPT. There's no reason why you can't make this work now with ChatGPT by asking that thing questions. It can do market research that took, consultants at KPMG, 200 hours that would cost you 200 grand, that can spit it out in 10 seconds. It's insane now. There's no reason why you can't make a high ticket business work. You have to push forward despite setbacks. So you might have, clients churn and you have to keep bringing those clients on. You have to keep rebuilding that muscle. Because in business, when bodybuilding is a lot easier, unless you get an injury. Let's say you're building muscle, you can just eat the right amount of calories and do the right, progressive overload. Over time, you will gain muscle, assuming that your plan's right and your diet's good. You will build muscle. But in business, it doesn't work like that because you don't know what you don't know. It's not a definitive path of 1 + 1 = 2. Unless you've been in it for a long time, you can start to decode and see the matrix and push through it, right? So you have to constantly push forward despite your setbacks, and your goal is success, and you have to do whatever it takes to get success. And what success is going to look like for you is clients getting results, the business growing, and bottom line net profit. And even when you're doing 10 million a year, you're still going to feel like you haven't got all the answers yet. And that is 100% okay, but you're doing 10 million a year. You're paying, you've got the car, you've got the watches, you've got the house, you've got the trips every single month with the partners at High Ticket Ventures. You've got a referred portfolio partners, entities paying you dividends as well. You've got what it takes. Right? That's success. That's what success is. That's what we're working towards. You have to be resilient. If you can't handle, setting up a bank account and it gets shut down, this is not going to work for you. Like, you have to be like, who cares? What's next? How do I get this approved? That's resilience. And I've got a good book here, and it's a recommended resource, and I'm going to have recommended resources that I can refer to for myself that I've consumed that I think are valuable for you as you're going through this journey. And the first book that I'm going to recommend for you, I'm going to recommend courses and books and YouTube videos, is Relentless by Tim S. Grover. And it's From Good to Great to Unstoppable. And Kobe Bryant, he actually, I think he engaged him to coach him. And it's a book about basically how to become just an absolute killer in the arena. And it compares pushing through business challenges to pushing through at the gym. And it focuses on building mental toughness. How to not be a snowflake, but how to just be someone who can just be resilient and get things done. And to be successful in business, you need to be resilient. You can't just give up or hide when a problem comes in. You have to be willing to charge into the gunfire. Right? So you must be confident. You have to be confident. If you're not confident, it's never going to work. You have to be confident, but you also have to be resilient. And I'm not talking about, oh my God, I'm confident without, the clarity of the vision. You can't just be stupid confident. You have to be confident with the skill set to back it up, and you have to be resilient. And you can couple these things together and you've got a recipe for success. Now, initial motivation is not everything. Of course you're going to be motivated. You're going to run the numbers in your business and you're going to say, if I sell this many units or if I get the business to this point, I'm going to be able to have this much revenue and this much profit, and I'm going to be able to buy all of this stuff that I've always wanted to buy, right? Now, that's going to wear off as you start to trade and the reality sets in of a profit and loss statement and margin. And clients and marketing and sales and operations and finance. So initial motivation, it's not everything. So your initial reason for starting doesn't have to be perfect, right? So if you want to start a high ticket business, you don't need a reason. You don't need a why, right? You should have a why, and that why should be to solve a problem for people. That's enough. That's all business is, solving people's problems. If you can just understand that one concept, solving someone's problem, you will make money. It's not about an opportunity. It's about solving people's problems. In the BizOp world, I was speaking to someone and he said he wanted to build a business, and it was in the reputation repair market, helping people get back banned ad accounts, because we have the fortunate ability to have people that work inside Facebook that can turn on ad accounts. And I said, this is a $10 million a year business with repeat clients. And he goes, I don't know if it is though. And this was a BizOp guy. He came from selling business opportunities, e-commerce training to people. And he said to me, the only way I could see it as grow this business is to teach other people how to do it. And that was a problem. He just thought, let me just sell an opportunity, because that was all he knew. And I said, no, you've got it wrong. You have to focus on the main thing, which is solving people's problems and helping them build a better reputation for their business so they can get more sales for their business, right? And look, to be fair, most successful entrepreneurs started with modest goals. If I could just get to 6 figures in the first year or 7 figures in the first year, if I could just make myself 80,000, 100,000, I'm happy with that. And that's okay, right? And motivation evolves as you progress. I'm telling you this now. It's very easy to be motivated. It's very easy to be motivated when the money's coming in. But you need to be resilient, confident, and motivated when there's no money in, assuming that it is going to work out. Because with this playbook, if you implement what I'm going to teach you in the later modules, you're going to make it work. There's no way that you can't not be successful with this if you just put the effort in. It's going to happen. But you've got to understand that when you're making $100,000 a month, of course you're going to show up and do the work. But what about when there's, the ads aren't working, your cold email campaigns aren't working? That's when you have to be twice as motivated. And then you can 10x the motivation when it does come in, because it's easy. It's easy for people to show up when there's cash there, because that's where their attention is. Another thing is, and I said this before, you need to focus on problem solving, not desperation. You don't need to be desperate to start a business just to try and get some. You're gonna not build a proper business that's going to last if the goal is just to hock something together and desperately make some money by selling something to people. Because with the training that I'm going to give you, you're going to make money by selling things that shouldn't be scaled to people. But if you focus on solving people's problems in a good way, for example, there's some business product services that shouldn't just be scaled. They shouldn't even exist in the market. We don't need more smaller businesses. We need more larger businesses, right? The world would be better off. And what we're doing here is we're building large businesses. 8-figure, 9-figure companies is what we're after. That they're large business, they're large companies, and that's what we're after. Lots of team members on the payroll, and each payroll, each staff member brings in, 3 to 5 times their annual salary. We're looking to build big companies, because if you're desperate when you're starting, you're going to lead to a small business mindset, because all large businesses want medium, or medium businesses want small, and all small businesses, which is what we're doing now, starting a startup, we need to transition into a medium business, and then a medium business to a large corporation, right? Because a startup has to come out of its startup phase, and we'll talk about what a startup really means, because most people just think it's some product market fit, and that's not true. And the long-term success of a business is going to come from passion, right, for solving problems. You can get to 7 figures a year once, but you have to maintain 7 figures a year or 7 figures a month. How do you get to 9 figures and maintain 9 figures year after year after year? You have to have a long-term plan, which means you have to be thinking long-term, and you have to be solving a real problem in a market that is growing. That is what we're going to be doing here. And then you have to ask yourself, what do you have to lose if you start a high-ticket business? So you want to assess your current job and your salary. The beauty of a high-ticket business is this, in reality. You can get started while still working at your job. Let's say it's paying you $150,000 a year, $120,000 a year, or $80,000 a year, or maybe $50,000 a year, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe you don't even have a job right now. Maybe you're at university and you're cleaning dishes or something. What you can do is you can build a high-ticket business, get it to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month, put yourself on the payroll, hire an assistant to help you execute, back-end tasks and admin tasks so you can focus on scaling your product that works. You've got really nothing to lose. So you want to compare with the potential rewards of a high successful venture, right? For example, there is success that comes with it. As you can see here on the screen, we've got the new Emirates first class cabin with the minibar, right? The makeup vanity with the snacks there on the big screen, right? And if you're on a long haul 14-hour flight, this is a nice cabin to have. It beats sitting in the poor class in the back of the public transport bus, or you've got a SF90 Ferrari and then you've got a Patek over to the right. Like, these things are nice. And you get them by running a high-ticket business that solves problems in a growing market that increases revenue and profit year on year. That's how you get it. and you have to have a lot of volume, which is 8 or 9 figures. Getting to 7 figures a year, 5 million, 6 million, you're still going to get this stuff. You can easily get it at 50% ownership of a company. Of course you can. You can do it in 1 year. In 1 year, you can get all of this stuff. But you must maintain it because you're going to want the next car and the next watch and the next house. That's how men are. There's no end to optimization. There's no end to growth. You're going to work until the day you die. You're going to do all of this. And high ticket business offers quicker validation revenue. I said that before. Starting an e-com business, you have to build a product and then try and market it. With high ticket, you're selling a non-tangible. Or you're selling a tangible that exists, like let's say you're doing jet chartering. You can get someone on a jet that already exists. You just have to make that joint venture. The person delivering the jet and making sure that it lands on time and takes off at the right time. Right, so you don't need to own the product. You can move quick, which is speed, which is the most important rule when you're getting started in the startup, which is to move quickly. We don't want to move slow. Let's talk about preparing for your high ticket venture. Right, so you don't need to quit your job immediately. I just said that. You do not, it's actually not a good idea to quit it immediately. You want that income coming in. You should always have something that pays your bills. And you want to start by validating your idea with a few clients. At High Ticket Ventures, as soon as someone gets 3 clients, we enter into an equity partnership. We call that stage 2. Stage 1 is where you don't have it. Stage 2 is where we go into a partnership. And you want to reinvest your growth, right? So because you don't need to raise money in a high ticket business because you've got so much margin. You can just close clients by having good sales ability, and then you can take that money from them and find the next client. And if you've got a back end that each client brings more clients on the back end or they bring on more MRR, you can grow infinitely. It's amazing. And what I just talked about was called client financed acquisition, which as you can see here on the screen, I've got an awesome diagram for this. And you can use client payments to fund growth. You can avoid draining your personal savings and you can reinvest in marketing, sales, operations, systems, and scaling. Right. So let's look at this, diagram over here to the right. Client financed acquisition. So your initial investment into marketing could be $7,500. Now, that's what you put in. And assuming a client pays you $15,000, let's say you're selling a $15,000 offer. That's your initial first payment that they pay you to get access to your offer is $15,000, your program or whatever it is that you're selling, your project. What happens is if it's $15,000, you put the $7,500 in, and then someone gives you cash within 7 days, $15,000. And let's say your cost to actually deliver that service is 50% of that $15,000, which is $7,500. It's never going to be this much. It's always, at the start it can be. You're allowed to have it this high. I mean, at $7,500, that's pretty much someone's full month wage on the payroll. So you could hire someone and say, look, you've got nothing, but you could just hire people every time you get a new client and say, just get him results. I don't care what you do, right? But it's never 50% cost of goods or services. And then you have another $7,500, right? Because the cost to acquire the client was $7,500. So what you could do is you could feed that back into Facebook ads or whatever the cold email is, or you could hire another SDR or pay that SDR for the next month and say, just get me one client. Here's $7,500. And they bring you another client. And this is your acquisition. And you put $7,500 in, $7,500, and how many clients you bring on determines how big your reserve is. Because if you have 7,500 times 10, 75,000, you could bring 10 clients in because you can just spend 75,000 in a month. And you can maintain that by just having 75,000 consistently sitting there. And how you get that is your CPA is never going to be 7,500. Your cost to deliver is never going to be 7,500. There's margin in here. And you build up cash reserves by having these numbers go lower. And then you just keep feeding more of it back into ads, and that's how you can scale to 500,000 a month. Like I've been able to scale businesses to 500 grand a month in revenue with no startup capital, with about $3,000 of money there that I would spend on ads to get a client, and I've been able to build businesses to 7 figures in run rate per year in 3-4 months because I understood this. This is the secret. This is how people are able to basically come out of nothing and build something, right? And the reason you don't need a $500,000 investment to make millions of dollars in profit to pay yourself with and acquire clients with a high ticket business is because you can follow this feedback loop and you can put it on an American Express card and you get those Emirates points. So remember this first class cabin here? In Australian dollars or American dollars, if you want to fly from Miami to Dubai, it's going to cost you $12,000 return. Maybe it might cost you around $15,000 return. But all of the partners at High Ticket Ventures, we don't split the Amex points together. They keep them all for themselves, even though we're 50-50. So these Amex points, like if you're spending 100, 200 grand a month on ads, you're acquiring clients, but you're also getting a massive back end. And what that means is you use all the points for yourself. You can go with your girlfriend or whatever, and you can travel around constantly. And you're getting, hotels and flights for free. And if you just keep building the cash reserve, what happens is you can just keep growing the business and traveling full time for free while you do it. Right? So when you're getting started, you want to set realistic milestones. You want to start small, just 10 to 20 grand a month. Then scale progressively, because you've got to build those cash reserves up, remember, to get to growth, to put money into marketing, whether it's cold email, joint ventures, or whatever. Like joint ventures, you're going to want someone who has a massive audience. They're going to want money up front to say, hey, dude, I'll give you 200 grand. He might blow you up to $1 million a month, right? You're going to need a cash reserve to do that. So start small, 10 to 20 grand a month, 30 to 100, and focus on reinvestment and growth. Focus on delivering results, taking those reserves, and then just feeding it back through the machine. Steady growth, right? So you have your initial investment that you put into the business, which might be just enough to spend $100, $200, $300 a day on marketing. And then you get to 10 grand in 1 month. That's amazing. You reinvest that, you get to 30, month 2. Month 3, 100, month 4, 300. I have done this. Like I teach this inside a High Ticket Accelerator because we do it step by step. Like all of the details are there. But this is just a 30,000 foot overview. I've done this again and again and again. And it's so easy to do with an offer, even at $5,000. You can just do this consistently day after day. And this is just the front end. We're not even talking about the actual flywheel in the back where each client brings more clients and you make massive money from referrals and getting them results and case studies and selling additional services and putting them into long-term contracts. That's where the real wealth comes from, right? So when do you take the leap? A lot of people are worried, they're scared, their parents are in their ears, don't do that, it won't work out. When do you actually take the leap? So first off, there's no perfect time to start. It's not tomorrow, it's not the next day, it's right now. You're going to hear it. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Second best time is when? Right now. So successful ventures often evolve from imperfect beginnings. You just said one night, I'm going to start it rather than going out. That's the start of your journey. There is no perfect start of a business. Maybe you just wanted to start one because you don't want to have this job forever. You don't see a vision for it. And you want to focus on taking action rather than waiting for the perfect idea. I'm going to teach you how to come up with an idea, but you just want to focus on speed. Not desperate, but make sure you're solving a problem and then you just want to move into it. You don't want to sit around and think that you've got to come up with the next Facebook or something. You don't need that to make money online. Let's talk about the reality of starting a high-ticket business. So every business idea evolves as you grow. The idea starts off as one thing and it never really ends up as the same thing. It happens, but it typically evolves over time. It pivots, it changes, the offer tweaks, right? And you want to embrace the journey and learn from each step. So you're not just trying to get to 100 grand a month or $1 million a month. You've got to enjoy the entire whole journey, right? And don't wait for perfection. Start now. Because everything's going to have versions. Your product's going to have version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. Your service is going to get better. The team is going to get better as you hire more people, as you get more money in. Your marketing and your ads are going to get better. Your market's going to change. It's going to become more sophisticated as new people enter it and more competition comes in with different claims in their marketing. Your sales team are going to get better because they're going to be closing more people, right? You don't need to be perfect to get started now. People think that they need to be perfect. You're losing time. I'll give you a hint. You are never going... Today, the day that you're watching this video is the last day that you're ever going to be this young ever again. Think about that. And let's talk about the leap of faith. You want to trust in your ability to adapt and overcome challenges, right? You're just jumping off the cliff. So just trust yourself. Even if you don't trust yourself, put your trust in me to show you the right path to get the result. And you want to surround yourself with the supportive mentors and peers. So I can support you. We can go into business together. I'll be your business partner. I'll make sure that you're successful. Just give me resilience and I'll make you money. But the thing is, you need a community as well of other people doing this. People in religion, they like to be around the same people in the same religion as them. People that have certain beliefs, they like to be around people with the same beliefs. People that are starting high-ticket businesses like to be around people that are starting high-ticket businesses and making money. The people that are at 7 figures want to be around the people that are at 8 figures, and the people at 8 figures want to be around the people that are at 9 figures. Understood? So if you're in High Ticket Accelerator, you want to use the resources available to you through the program. Now let's talk about the evolution that you're going to probably go through. First off, you're going to have an initial idea. You're going to validate it and test it, get some people to pay you. You're going to build a scalable business model and get clients' results. You're going to get more clients, and then you're going to scale and grow, and then you're going to adapt and optimize your business, and then you're going to have the success. Now, you make profit pretty much in this first to second stage here. And what I mean by that is that's when people pay you. If you get 3 people pay you $30,000, you've got $30,000 there. Maybe let's say $5,000 to get that $30,000, but you've got $25,000 there. You don't deprive the baby, which is the business, and pay yourself that. You reinvest it into more marketing to get to a very strong baseline of cash flow coming out. Because you need to really live a good life right now at the time that I record this in 2024, you need around $100,000 a month in net profit to pay yourself with, which means you need to be doing multiple millions of dollars per year in net profit. Now, what I want to do is introduce the program High Ticket Accelerator to you so you know what it is. And I'm not going to run over this throughout the whole program. I just want to explain what it is now so you understand what it is, because I know that you're probably curious. So High Ticket Accelerator is a comprehensive program for launching and scaling high-ticket ventures. It includes mentorship, community, and access to exclusive resources, and it's designed to help you achieve rapid growth and success. 6 figures in 90 days, 7 figures in revenue and profit in the first year. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what we can do. And here's what you will learn. You will learn how to identify and validate your high-ticket offer. You will learn how to build a scalable business model, and you'll master client acquisition and retention. And you have a community, so you can network with other high-ticket entrepreneurs. You access monthly exclusive masterminds, and you get continuous support as you scale your venture. Right, so let's go over the conclusion. So starting a high-ticket business is a journey. It's worth taking. It really is. It's better than working for someone else if you've already done that. You can focus on resilience, problem solving, and continuous improvement. Remember, nothing is perfect. And you can leverage the resources in the community at High Ticket Ventures. Now, I've got something in here for you, which is optimize your health for success. So starting a startup requires a tremendous amount of energy and focus. To achieve this, you need to be strong and maintain a low body fat. Not too low, but just enough where you still have enough energy, where you look good and you're motivated. So what you want to do is you want to go to Google and join the Movie Star Body Program by Greg O'Gallagher. So when you're making $100,000 a month in net profit USD in the next 12 months from this playbook, you have a body to match your financial success. Like over here, you can see Greg here. Like as a man, I think he's like 5'11", 5'10", right? Pretty average for most men's height. He's got big shoulders, right? Big side delts. He's not injecting steroids. He just trains heavy. He's got athletic, lean legs, which here they look small, but if you were to compare them next to yours in real life, they would be huge. He's got big forearms, I think his measurements are 53 around the shoulders, 45 inches around the chest, 16 inches on the arm, 24, 25 around the thigh. I think it'd be about 16, 17 around the calf. Right? It all boils down to measurements. And you can see he's got abs here, which just means he's got low body fat. Now, the size and the ab just determines how strong the muscle is because he's grown it. Right? But you can build a great body for yourself exactly like this, but you need to join his program. Right? Because you don't want to, at High Ticket Ventures, we're all going to be meeting up and doing activities together, and you want to look your best when content gets taken of you, right? Because you obviously are going to build an executive business profile as you run this company, and you want people to look at you and go, man, that guy looks good. I bet his business is ran just as well as his body looks. And you don't want to look like a slob at $100,000 a month. You want to look like a G. So that's why I put this in here. No one really talks about this. It's about fitness and finance. You just master those two aspects as a man and you'll be great. Now I want to give you some books, recommended reading, so you can expand your knowledge and leadership skills. The first book is The Hard Thing About Hard Things, Overcoming Startup Challenges. Number 2 is 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. It's insights on building startups, massive startups, by the way. Number 3 is The Facebook Effect, Facebook's rise and impact. Number 4 is The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. Number 4 is The Tale of Leadership. And the last one, Nonviolent Communication, Empathetic Communication Skills. So these books here, if you want to, you can get them online or you can just order them and read them in person. So that's it for this one. And I'll see you in the next video, which is why 50% equity partnerships are better than owning a whole of a company for when you're starting out. I'll see you in that right now.